is Valley News Live at noon.
173 claims against Glasser Images have been filed with the North Dakota Attorney General's office. The AG's office says this was as of Friday, but several more claims have been processed since then. They've just been more processed. Now, the Bismarck-based photography business announced its sudden closure last Thursday due to the pandemic. The decision left many customers out of thousands of dollars. The AG's office says these types of consumer fraud investigations often take several months to complete. Well, jury selection is underway for the trial of a former West Fargo Public Schools teacher charged with luring a minor for sex online. Ron Thompson resigned back in February after police served a search warrant on his home and at work. Court documents say Thompson was chatting online with a detective who was posing as a 14-year-old girl. Then the conversation turned sexual. Documents say that he also sent a photo of himself. Court documents also state that Thompson admitted to chatting online with multiple girls under the age of 18, but denied ever having physical contact with them. Well, you can see your breath this morning as temperatures were as low as the 30s. We're also gearing up for a first alert weather day tomorrow. So let's check in with Summer Snowbach to see what to expect. Hey, Summer.
Hey, Brian. Good afternoon, everyone. It definitely was chilly. You needed that thicker jacket or a nice warm sweater this morning because, yeah, many of us fell into the 30s. 36 degrees in Langdon, 33 in Grand Forks, one of the coolest spots on the map. We were at 36 here in Fargo, 37 in Valley City and Detroit Lakes. Fergus Falls, Park Rapids, you lucked out with temperatures in those low to mid 40s. We are warming up a bit this afternoon. Right now, 53 in Fargo, 51 in Grand Forks, 49 in Jamestown, 58 balmy degrees in Bemidji, 61 in Fergus Falls, still hanging on to 42 in Devil's Lake. Now, we are seeing mostly clear skies, at least through the Central Valley and northwestern Minnesota. But we're starting to see that cloud cover increase from the west and even a few sprinkles showing up there. And there's some blue on the radar, some snow already falling in portions of Montana. This is all going to be working its way towards us. First alert weather day for tomorrow, not for any snow, but for heavy rain and wind. And then our next first alert weather day comes on Saturday for some widespread frost potential. Brian, lots to go over. I'll detail everything out in just a few minutes.
We have so much to gear up for as well.
Yes.
Thanks, Summer. Well, breaking news just into our newsroom. An investigation is underway on a deadly ATV crash where underage drinking was involved. The Hubbard County Sheriff's Department says 19-year-old Brandon Schnowski of Buffalo, Minnesota, is dead after a crash this weekend near Akeley, Minnesota. Authorities say someone the victim knew brought him alcohol, and that resulted in the crash. The person in question is 21-year-old Tyler Willett from Watertown, Minnesota. He's now under arrest for providing alcohol to a person under the age of 21. Two drivers escaped injury after the crash late last night between a beat truck and a cargo truck in the Northern Valley. The Polk County Sheriff's Office says both vehicles were west of Euclid when the cargo truck driver tried passing the beat truck just as the beat truck was making a left turn. Both vehicles were damaged, but neither driver was hurt. 22-year-old Noah Haberman was ticketed for passing in a no passing zone. Two men have been charged in connection with a mass shooting at a St. Paul bar over the weekend. Terry Brown faces 1 count of second-degree murder and 11 counts of second-degree attempted murder, and Devondre Phillips faces 12 counts of second-degree attempted murder. According to a criminal complaint, Phillips fired the first shot after midnight on Sunday inside the 7th Street truck park. He shot a man twice in the stomach. The victim was later arrested by police. As chaos broke out in the bar, Phillips fired another shot at Brown and a gun battle erupted between the two. 27-year-old woman was killed and 14 others were injured. Police says the motive for the shooting is unclear. Proctor Public Schools football coach is on a personal leave of absence for the remainder of the school year. According to the superintendent, Coach Derek Perino has resigned from all positions within the school, coming from police investigating a complaint of student misconduct on the football field. This complaint also led to the cancellation of the team's season. There are no details being shared at this time of the nature of this investigation or the original complaint against the team because the juveniles being involved. What happened to Gabby Potito? Answers about how the 22-year-old died will be announced later today. She was found dead in Wyoming last month. The FBI said the manner of death is homicide. Now, other answers might not come until police find her fiance, Brian Laundrie. He returned home to Florida from their cross-country trip without her more than a week before she was reported missing. Then he went missing too. He also is the subject of a federal arrest warrant accusing him of using someone else's debit card. Now to the latest on the pandemic. The FDA is set to meet later this week on booster shots for those vaccinated with Moderna and Johnson & Johnson. The safety hearing comes amid good news with new cases and hospitalizations dropping across the country. National correspondent Michael Elmaguar is in Los Angeles with more.
Overnight, a shot across the bow in the culture wars over the COVID vaccine. Texas Governor Greg Abbott issuing an executive order banning all state entities, including private businesses, from requiring vaccination from anyone who objects based on a religious belief or for medical reasons, including prior recovery from COVID-19. Abbott adding the COVID-19 vaccine is safe, effective, and our best defense against the virus, but should remain voluntary and never forced. The country is at a crucial point in the fight against the virus, with cases declining in areas where vaccinations are high, but that trend requiring the rest of the country get vaccinated. A staggering 67 million who were eligible to be inoculated still refuse to do so.
There is light at the end of the tunnel, but we're still losing upwards of 10,000 Americans plus every week.
It comes as those Americans who are vaccinated now wondering if they need another shot. With nearly 8 million Americans having already received their booster shot from Pfizer, at the end of this week, the FDA could begin to clear the way for the first Moderna and Johnson & Johnson boosters. A federal safety panel set to meet Thursday and Friday in what will be another closely watched hearing.
We're at that critical point, October 19th, where a majority of the country has been vaccinated for at least 6 months. And that's the sweet time period of when we would see breakthrough infections.
Many experts believe boosters for some will be green-lighted as they were for Pfizer when older Americans and those at higher risk were cleared for a third dose. The FDA will also hear more on the effectiveness of mixing different vaccines to boost immunity. This morning, as the U.S. continues to suffer devastating setbacks, our nation is also taking steps forward in the battle against COVID.
Now, there's important information for deadlines who need help paying their rent in Minnesota. Starting today, all lease terminations and evictions protections are lifted unless you are eligible for rental assistance and filed an application. You would need to apply for help or could be evicted. This means that property managers don't have to provide a 15-day pre-eviction filing notice anymore, making the process of getting out of your home move a lot quicker. Now, if you're in need of help, head to renthelpmn.org. Well, coming up at noon, Twitter is providing a way for you to unfollow someone without them knowing. And tomorrow is the first alert weather day. We have what to expect with Summer Snowbox up next.